guys, I'm Miss Kayla and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be listing my favorite LGBTQIA+ characters for Pride Month, as it is almost over and I'm just going to take a little break from reacting to Interview with a Vampire. I promise I will finish that series. I just wanted to do this video as something special. You know, just reacting to that show is not enough, obviously. So I'm going to be listing my favorite characters in the Rainbow Gang, and we are going to talk about them. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so I have a little list here and these are in no particular order. So if your favorite characters are not here, tell me in the comments. I would love to hear who your favorite characters in the LGBTQ etc. crew is, and I am going to list my favorites from, of course, shows and movies. So let's get started. First of all, we have Maze and Lucifer from Lucifer. Now these aren't couples or anything, I just couldn't choose between the two iconic queer characters in Lucifer, Lucifer himself, the main character of the show, and Maze, aka Mazikeen, the demon herself. So I love this show, by the way, if you guys didn't know. I think I reacted to the first episode as like a fun rewatch video, which was really cute. And Maze and Lucifer are iconic. I couldn't choose between them. Like I said, Lucifer himself is like, I don't really know what his sexuality is, but he's just like, he's the devil, so he does not care. He's basically the thing, and Maze as well, which I love when that is in shows. It's not like they don't talk about it, it's just a fact because it just makes sense, you know? And I love that. That is great representation. It's not like this is their whole character trait, they don't have a personality. This is just a small fact about their characters, which I love. So that was the first one. And like I said, there's no top or bottom of this list. I just have some characters and we're just talking about them. So next we have Catra and Adora from She-Ra and the Princess of Power. Once again, I promise everything on this list is not more than one character in the show or movie, but I could... Do you want me to choose between Catra and Adora? I can't do that. How do I choose between them? So Catra and Adora from the show. There are a lot of other queer characters in the show, and I'd like to shout out Double Trouble, who is non-binary, and they are an amazing character and not one of my favorite. Like obviously Catra and Adora will be forever one of my favorite couples. I think I made a video about that. But yeah, they're just great characters, and the fact that they are in LGBTQIA is just a bonus, you know? And the show is very gay already, so just having them as main characters as well is very great. And yeah, just once again shouting out all of the rest of the cast. I don't think there's a straight character in this show. Maybe a few, but majority is not. So that is also a cute part of that show. And next we have Korra from Legend of Korra. Now, it's not really explicitly said in the show, and I get that it's because it was on Nickelodeon, and you know how it be with kids shows. Like, it's realistically, it's not really a kids show. Neither was Avatar: The Last Airbender, but they both aired, Avatar and Korra aired on Nickelodeon, which means they did, I don't know why they didn't explicitly say or show that Korra was clearly queer, because she falls in love with Asami, another female character, if you're not familiar with the show. And yeah, they basically end up together, but they never truly show it, which was a bummer. I would have loved to see that, but nonetheless, I still love Korra with all my heart. And you Korra haters out there, you have an enemy. I'm only joking. But honestly, I don't get why a lot of people don't like Legend of Korra. I love it. Like, once you tell yourself it is not Avatar The Last Airbender and that this is not about them, then you love it. As if you just think about Avatar The Last Airbender the entire time, of course you're not gonna like it. That was one of the reasons I didn't want to watch the show in the first place, because everyone was saying like, oh, Aang is a bad father and stuff like that, which isn't true. But anyway, we can talk about this in another video. But my point is, I love Korra. You should too if you haven't watched Legend of Korra or Avatar The Last Airbender. Please go watch it. And by the way, watch all of these shows that I mentioned and movies. So anyway, just saying. Next we have Kyoshi from Avatar The Last Airbender. And if you did not know, because they don't say it in Avatar The Last Airbender, but she is actually also queer. She has a girlfriend, or I don't know if they get married, but a girlfriend in the comics. If you didn't know there were comics, there are. I haven't read them, but I know for a fact that she has a girlfriend in the comics. And yeah, so I already loved Kyoshi from the parts we got of her in Avatar The Last Airbender. She's a total badass, a queen, and now we know this as well, which is great. And yeah, I can't wait to see live action Avatar The Last Airbender. I'm so excited about that. I hope they do it justice. I know they will. I have faith that they will. But anyway, let's not go down the rabbit hole again. I apologize. Next we have Loki from the MCU, and he is basically, I think he's gender fluid. Is his sexuality? I'm not sure, but in comics and in the movies now, or at least in the Loki show, they make it clear that he is not straight, which makes sense because Loki, I think most shapeshifter characters are usually not straight because it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you like get it, but I'm sure you do. I'm sure we think the same way. But anyway, so yeah, there's not much I can say about Loki other than I just love Loki as a character. The same with all of these characters. I just love them as characters, and that's why I put them on the list of like LGBTQIA plus characters, just because I love these characters and they happen to be in the Rainbow family. So next is Deadpool, also from Marvel. I don't think they really say it in the Deadpool movies that have come out. I'm sure they will explore that later if he comes into the MCU, but at least in the comics it is very clear that Deadpool is either like pansexual, bisexual, not straight basically. And yeah, I love that for him. He is such a cool character and kind of crazy as well, but we love Deadpool. Everyone loves Deadpool. Next is, or the last one actually, is Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows. Now, I love What We Do in the Shadows. It is a show about vampires, if you're not familiar, and Guillermo is basically a guy who wants to become a vampire, and he is an assistant, familiar, and slash bodyguard for the vampire slash friend, and his goal is to become a vampire, and honey, aren't we all, you know? So, yeah, I love Guillermo. He's my favorite character in that show, and he just gets better and better as the seasons go on, and of course he is gay. So yeah, that's why he's on this list, and because I love him as a character. Now those are all the characters I have. Like, yeah, I could only think of a few because, you know, realistically, in the shows I've seen, at least, and movies, there aren't that many to choose from. So maybe this is a sign for movies and shows to add even more representation, and I am thankful for those we have. It's much better than it was even when I was a child. So yeah, I'm happy about that. We are all thankful for that, I'm sure. And I don't know what else to say really. I've talked about all the characters, but maybe I can think of some honorable mentions. Like I said, Double Trouble, also from She-Ra. They are a great representation for non-binary. It's hard to think of other characters. Like I said, you know, there aren't that many to choose from. At least that I know of. I guess Sarah from The Arrow, but I'm not a big fan of her character, but at least there is representation in that show. I haven't gone through the whole show yet, by the way, so maybe I'll do a review of the Arrowverse when I'm done with everything. But anyway, yeah, so I've short tangent. I have watched the entirety of The Flash and the entirety of Supergirl, but not of The Arrow, which is hilarious because The Arrow came first, and I also have not watched any of the other DC Arrowverse shows. So I am trying to finish them. I'm busy with The Arrow at the moment, and yeah, what can I say? Oliver Queen is hot, so. But anyway, I don't know what else to say. I'm through the list, so maybe you guys can tell me in the comments some characters that you love. Like, subscribe, comment down below. I will see you guys in the next video.